Chapter 5, which is major domains of the Earth, Class 6 NCERT Geography. As you have read in the first chapter about the solar system and the Earth is the only planet which has the life. Human beings can live here because the life-sustaining elements of the land, water, and air are present on the Earth, and that's why it is also called the unique planet because the life-sustaining. It is wondering about the life on the Earth. The surface of the Earth is a complex zone, which has three many components of the environment meet, overlap, and interact. This line conveys to means that there is a complex zone and components of the environment meet, overlap, and interact. Means there are the many zones of the environment in which we live, in which we life sustains, and they are overlap and they are interconnected. They are actually interconnected and overlap. The solid portion of the Earth which we live is called the lithosphere. The solid surface is called lithosphere, and the gaseous layers that surround the Earth is the atmosphere, which we studied earlier. The blanket of gas around the Earth is called atmosphere, where oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, and other are found. Water covers a very big area of the Earth's surface, and this is called the hydrosphere. And hydrosphere is the water area which got the part of the water. The hydrosphere comprises waters in the all its form, that ice, water, and the water form. Ice, which is present in a glacier. You know about the glaciers. If you consider India, there is also glaciers in India, and water present in the form of the ice in Ladakh, Leh, etc., and all over the world in the many countries like Siberia, and Siberia, etc. And the water, which is a source present from the river and the oceans, and the water vapor is also type of water which is a present which brings on the rain. So there are the three components, which is the lithosphere, atmosphere, and the hydrosphere. And this all makes the biosphere, which is the narrow zone be land, water, and the air together, which contains all forms. We studied earlier, these complex zones are overlap and interact with each other, which is called the biosphere. So the biosphere is collectively used by the term for the lithosphere and the hydrosphere and the hydrosphere and the atmosphere. How the word origin from the Greek language. Lithos means stone, atmos means vapor, and hydra means water, and bios means life. This is the meaning. And we discuss about the lithosphere one by one. Lithosphere, the solid portion of the Earth is called lithosphere. It comprises the rocks of the Earth crust, and it also called the rockosphere, and the thin layers of the soil that contain nutrients which sustain organism. And this solid part contains of the rocks, and the rocks are further divided into the soils. We know that soil is made of what? Rocks. They are breathing process and converted rocks into the soil, but which is the solid part. There are two main divisions of the Earth surface. On the Earth surface, there are two divisions. The large land mass is the continent, and the huge water bodies called the ocean basin. When you read the evolution of the Earth and the origin of continent and the basin, you look that there was in ancient period there was only one continent and one mega ocean, that is the Panthalassa and the Pangea. But in nowadays there are the 7 continent and the 5 ocean. Can you name them, please comment. All the oceans of the world are connected with one another. Look at the map of the world, figure 5.1, which we shown in the book. Are all the land masses connected with one another? Because land mass are separated and water masses are connected. The level of sea water remains the same everywhere. Elevation of the land measured from the level sea beach is taken as 0. We measure distance. Example, we measure the height of Himalaya is 8,848 km. 48 meter. How we consider this? This be taken from the sea level. Sea level is always equal from all over the world, and this is regarded as the 0, and is same everywhere. This is known as the sea level. And the first, we know about the continent and then oceans. The highest mountain peak, which is the Mount Everest, we know that its height is 8,848 meters above the sea level. The greatest depth of the Mariana Trench, which is 11,022 meters, is recorded at Mariana. Could you imagine the depth of sea much more than the highest point? And how we take the Mariana Trench depth at the sea level depth? This consider the concept of the zero level. And the continent, we know that there are the seven continents and the five oceans. The seven major continents, these are separated by the large water bodies. These continents are Asia, Europe, Africa, North America, South America, Australia, Antarctica. Look at the map of the world, figure 5.1, and notice the greater part of the land mass lies in the north hemisphere. This is the map of the world in which there are the five continents, so which is North America, South America, Asia, Africa, Europe, and the oceans. Can you name according to the size? Example 1, Asia, bigger Asia, then Europe, North America, then South Africa, Africa, Australia, and the later Antarctica is also a continent which is the covered with ice. And the five ocean, which is the Pacific, Atlantic, Southern Ocean, and the Arctic Ocean, and the Indian Ocean. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Indian Ocean is the only ocean which named our the country India. We know first about the Asia, which is the largest continent. It's covered the 1/3 of the total area of the earth, which is the 29%, and 29% 1/3. If we consider 130 and 1/3, then it got a 10%. Asia consider 10% of the 29%. Tropic of Cancer line in the eastern hemisphere. Tropic of Cancer passes through this continent. Asia is separated from the Europe by the Ural Mountains on the west. The combined landmass Europe and Asia is called the Eurasia, that is Europe and the Asia, which is the largest continent. A second is Europe, which is smaller than the Asia. The continent lies to west of the Asia. The Arctic Circle passes through it. It is a bounded by water bodies of three sides. Can you name them? From north Arctic Ocean, and the west Atlantic Ocean, and then south there is the Mediterranean Sea, and Africa, which is the second largest continent, and there are many approx 54 countries in them. The equator 0 degree latitude run almost through the middle of the continent. The equator, which is the imaginary line present to 0 degree, and means sun air climate is a tropical. That's why there is a climate is a tropical. A large part of the Africa lies in the northern hemisphere. Example, the Sahara Desert, the world's largest hot desert located in the Africa. The continent is bound on the all sides by the ocean and the sea. Here we also see the world's longest river line. Can you tell me its length? Actually, its length is 6,650 kilometers. It originates from the South Sudan, from its tributaries Blue Nile and the White Nile, and the finally drains into the Mediterranean Sea. And the second largest river is present in which continent? And the third and the fourth continent is North America, which is the third largest continent of the world. It is linked to South America by a very narrow line of strip called the Isthmus of the Panama. The continent lies completely in northern and the western hemisphere. The three oceans surrounded this. Can you name this ocean? Which is the Atlantic, Pacific, and the Arctic, that surrounds North America. And there, do you know that is Edward Hillary, which is of the New Zealand, and Tenzing Norgay Sherpa, which belong to the India, were the first men to climb the highest Mount Everest on the earth on the 29 May 1953. Zonko Tobel Japan was the first woman to reach the summit on the 16 May 1975. The first Indian woman to climb the highest peak is the Basindri Pine in 1984. You may remember this by the in 1985 there is the come the government of Rajiv Gandhi, and 84 there is the end of the Indira Gandhi. On the 80th October she is assassinated by the her soldier. And which year Bachendri Pal on 23rd May climbed the highest peak. And the next is South Africa, which is also present in the south hemisphere, and connected to the Panama Canal through the North America. South America lies in the southern hemisphere, which two oceans surround the east and the west. From the east it is surrounded by the Atlantic, and from the west it is connected with the Pacific. The Andes, Andes, which the world's longest mountain is run through the length from the north to south. Can you comment from where to where it lies in in South America continent. And what's its length? Its length is a over 7,000 kilometer, 7,000 kilometers. World mountains, world longest mountain range present here. This is Andes. This is approximately Peru to Chile. South America has the world largest river, the Amazon. Amazon is the largest river by the its delta and its size. But Nile is the longest river, and this is also the second longest river with its length is the 6,500 6,400 kilometer, 400 meter its length, and the Nile length is the 6,650 meter. And the last one is the Australia, which is the small continent that lies entirely in the south hemisphere. It is surrounded all sides with the ocean. It is called the island continent, which is the Southern and the Indian Ocean and the Pacific Ocean. And the last one is the Antarctica, which is a completely in the southern hemisphere, a huge continent. The South Pole is almost the center of the continent as it located in the South Polar region. It is a permanently covered with ice covered sheet. There are no permanent human settlement. Many countries have research stations in Antarctica. India has also research station. These are named as a Maitri and the Bharti. Antarctica, which is a not able to which is not able to life sustaining because of there is the no means of the survival. There is a 6-month day and a 6-month night. But researcher geographer of the different countries sent here. Example, India also set a research station which is the Maitri and the Bharti. There is the end of the Bharti and the new station which is a Dakshin Gangotri is also situated by the India. And we know about the term. First is the strait and the second one is the Gulf, which is also known as the isthmus, a narrow strip of land joining two masses. Isthmus is also narrow strip between two landmass. Example, Panama Canal and the Panama Isthmus between North America to South America. And the second one is the strait. Strait is the narrow passage of water connecting large body like sea and the oceans, and it connecting two water bodies separated from the connected to water. Example, Palk Strait, which is present in India and the Sri Lanka. And the South America there is a Magellan Strait, which is connected the Chile, which is connected the Argentina. This is the part of the lithosphere. And when we read about hydrosphere, which is water in the earth, there presents approximately 70% of water, and more than 71% of the earth is covered with water and 20% is with the land. Hydrosphere consists of water in all its form, as running water, as the ocean and the rivers and lakes, ice in the glacier, underground water vapor in the atmosphere, all comprise the hydrosphere. More than 97% of the earth water is found in the ocean. It is too salty for the human use. A large proportion of the rest of the water is the form of the ice sheet and a glacier of under the ground, and a very small percentage is available as a fresh water for the human consumption. There is a many percent of the water present, but clean water is present only 0.1%, and the population is the boom about 8 billion. So how it pressurized? In hydrosphere there is a classifications of 5 ocean. There are the puzzle which denote the size of the continent, which is the part of the lithosphere. North America, South America, Europe, Africa and the Australia. Ocean are the major part of the hydrosphere. They are all interconnected. And the ocean water are always moving. The three chief movement of ocean water are the wave and the tides and the ocean currents. There are the three terms, which is the wave, tide and the ocean currents. Currents of the ocean, which is the ocean current, and the waves and the tides, which is the gravitational force of the sun and the moon, is called tide and the wave. The 5 major oceans in the oceans are the Pacific Ocean, Atlantic, Indian Ocean, Southern Ocean and the Arctic Ocean. And the one by one discuss the term. Pacific Ocean is the largest ocean. It is separated over the 1/3 of the earth. Mariana Trench, which is the deepest part of the earth, lies in the Pacific Ocean. The Pacific Ocean is almost circular in the shape. Asia, Australia and the continent like North America and South America
sound it. Look at the map. You see in the also in the map the Atlantic Ocean, which is the second largest ocean in the world. It is S-shaped, and the flanked covered by the North America, South America on the west side, and the Europe and Africa on the eastern side. Europe and Africa on the eastern side. You know about this side is the east on the map, and this side west, this side north, and this side south. So east side connected by the Africa and the Europe, and the west side North America and the South America. The coastline of Atlantic Ocean is the highest and intended. How intended means uneven. This irregular and intended coastline provides the ideal location for the natural livers. From the point of view, constitutes the busiest ocean. You know what is the busiest ocean because of the huge movement of the boats and the ship which carries naval ships as well as the ships which carry business into the ship present in the mainly in the this Atlantic Ocean because of the availability of the water and the major hub of the busy ocean. The Indian Ocean is the only ocean named after the country, that is the India. The shape of the ocean is almost triangular. Triangular. In the north, it is bounded by Asia, in the west of Africa, and the east by the Australia. The South Ocean encircles the continent of Antarctica, extends northward to 60° south latitude. The Arctic Ocean is located with the Arctic Circle and surrounds the North Pole. It's connected with the Pacific Ocean by a narrow stretch of shallow water known as the Bering Strait. It is bounded by northern coast and the North America and the Eurasia. The Arctic Ocean is also ocean which located within the Arctic Ocean in the North Pole. It is connected with Pacific Ocean by the narrow stretch of the Bering Strait. You know about the Bering Strait. You see the map of the North America, and there is a present the Bering Strait, and that is the point which is the connected by Arctic Ocean to Pacific Ocean. Actually, Bering Strait connect India, North America to the Russia. And the last component is the atmosphere. This is also important because it all three together make biosphere, which is the ideal condition for the human survive. The earth is surrounded by a layer of gas, which is the atmosphere. The thin blanket of air is an integral and important aspect of the planet. It provides us with the air we breathe and protect us from the harmful effect of the sun's rays. The atmosphere extends up to the height of about 60 kilometers. The atmosphere is divided into the five zones, five layers based on the composition, temperature, and other properties. This layer is starting from the Earth's surface are called troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, and thermosphere, and exosphere. Which is the troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, and the exosphere. The atmosphere is composed of majorly of the nitrogen and the oxygen, which make up the 99% of the clean dry air. Nitrogen 78%, oxygen 21%, and other gases like CO2, argon, and other comprise 1% by the volume. Oxygen be used to the breath of life, with nitrogen helps in growth of the organism, and carbon dioxide through the present in the minute amount is important as absorbed heat and radiated by the earth, thereby keeping the planet warm. This is essential for the growth of the planet. The density of atmosphere varies with height. it it is a maximum as the sea level, and decrease rapidly at the B group. As B group higher 160 meter, there is a decrease in 1 degree Celsius. So as people climb Mount Everest, people go upward, and the upper B go 165 meter, there is a decrease in the one temperature, and the B go upward, there is a decrease in temperature. And the almost height of the mountain ranges are 8,000 kilometer, so the temperature is the low, so they face the many problem in breathing, so carry the cylinder. And this is also tell the climber experience problems in the breathing due to decrease in the density of air they have to carry with the oxygen cylinders to able to breathe high latitude. The temperature also decrease as we go upward. The earth atmosphere exert pressure on the earth. This varies from the high pressure, and the some areas low pressure. Air moves from the high pressure to the low pressure. It is an important point to know high pressure to low pressure. This is a basic but important concept, that is the it also exerts pressures. Example, where the temperature is high, Rajasthan, which is where the temperature is the high but pressure is low, and the same Ladakh, which is the temperature is low but pressure is the high. From where to where air move from the high pressure to the low pressure, then the wind of Ladakh come to Rajasthan. And this also happen in the case of the northwest monsoon. In northwest monsoon, the cold air come from the Siberia, which brings in the northeastern parts of the India during the winter season. And the last one is the biosphere, which is the amalgamation of the hydrosphere, atmosphere, and the lithosphere. The biosphere, which is the narrow zone of a contact between the land, water, air. In this zone of the life that is unique this planet exists, there are the several organisms present in them. This is the varies in size from one another, like bacteria to the huge mammals. All the living organisms, including humans, are linked to each other and to bias for the survival. That is the ecosystem. So all are present and their interaction with each other. It is a ecosystem. They create the organism in the biosphere may be broadly divided into the plant kingdom and the animal kingdom. The three domains of the earth interact with each other and affect each other in the same way other. The what three domain: lithosphere, hydrosphere, and the atmosphere, they are the linked. For example, cutting of the forest for the fulfilling the needs of the wood or clearing land area for agriculture related to the surface may be generated the natural calamity like earthquake. For example, there could be submergence of the land as happened in the cause of the tsunami recently. Parts of the Andaman Nicobar and the submerged under the water. Discharge of the waste materials to the lakes and the river make the water unsustainable for human use at the other forms of life. This is the equilibrium. If this equilibrium imbalance, there is the phenomena of the global warming. There is a cut of trees which not only destroy lithosphere but also but due to this there is the effect of the hydrosphere on the earth. And when hydrosphere effects, then also it's precise on the atmosphere, and due to this there is the large amount of devastation. And the emission from the industry, thermal power plants, and vehicle pollute the air. Carbon dioxide is the important constituent of the air, but increase in the amount of the carbon dioxide lead to the global temperature. This is termed as a global warming. There is a thus maintain the balance of the nature between the domains of the lithosphere, the atmosphere, and the hydrosphere. So equilibrium is the important. In this chapter, we know about the domains of the earth, which is the lithos, and the atmosphere, and which make the biosphere and the survival condition for our life existence.